Let me tell you guys why I think right now NFTs are the next big thing. I think in 10, 15 years from now, when we look back at the prices at some of these NFTs, which we thought were crazy and outlandish at this time, are going to be nothing in comparison to where they are today. And it's only going to be true for those successful organizations, the companies, the people that make the right NFTs, that do it the right way, market it right, treat it right, and really foster NFTs to the point where they need to be. But I want to share my mindset behind it. So if you look at NFTs, and you have no idea what they are, well, they're non-fungible tokens. And in my mind, this is sort of how they work. So you might be a collector. A lot of people are collectors. I went to my grandparents' house when I was younger. They used to have these little glass eggs in these cases that they'd look at, they would share, they'd show, but I could never go in and touch them and enjoy them fully, but they loved their collection. Now, I myself used to collect like Pokemon cards. You can see my little Pikachu back here. I used to collect Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. We had a huge bin of baseball, football cards, and people like have lifestyles and literal careers that is collecting, trading, selling these sort of items.
You want my property? You can't have it, but I did you a big favor. I have successfully privatized world peace.
And on top of that, you can get like coins, stamps, any of these things minted, have them and be a collector of them. Where I see this headed is a digital realm. I see NFTs being a digital collector's paradise. I think there's going to be both. There's still going to be that physical good, but there's a lot of differences between NFTs and actually having a physical collection. That NFT can go with you everywhere, whereas that physical collection of goods has to be stationary in one location. With that, it sort of plays into a number of different things. People like to collect for many different reasons. It might be for the investment purposes, hoping that it goes up in value over time. It might be for nostalgic purposes. For me, Pokemon, that was pretty much my childhood, and that's why I love them so much. But then there's, other reasons on top of that. And I think it's going to be the same for the digital realm, only it's going to be easier for people to access, view, and share their own collections with the world. And so instead of having this status symbol of these really nice fancy cars or this mansion or anything like that, like I myself don't care as much about those things, and it would probably mean more to me to have sort of something that's rare like this. And I'm a collector at heart. Like I love everything there is about collecting, and so I think that there's a huge opportunity in this market, but not only for the creators of NFTs, but also for people who are thinking about buying them, investing in them, and want to start their own digital collections. Now, it might be crazy to think about these little digital pixels, pieces of arts that are selling for millions and millions of dollars. You might think people are wasting their money or being scammed. In a lot of cases, I actually think this is true. I think there's so many projects out there that don't have the correct backing. They shouldn't be valued where they're at, but there are a lot of people that are doing it right. And so one of these people, for example, is Gary Vee. Now, if you guys know Gary Vee, Gary Vaynerchuk, he is a very smart, wealthy businessman who really fosters a community and tries to grow these different he's just a really well-rounded entrepreneur who wants everybody to, follow their passion. And his NFTs are absolutely crazy to me. So I'm going to just share what his NFTs look like, talk a little bit about them and why I love them so much. So this is his website, veefriends. And I don't own any veefriends myself. I actually hope to in the future, but honestly, they're a little bit out of my pay grade right now. I can't quite afford them. But these are literal drawings. Like these are the NFTs here. This is what Gary Vee has hand drawn and is now being able to be purchased online. And you can see these prices are absolutely absurd. $52,000 for this genuine giraffe, $67,000 for this proactive piranha, and so on and so forth. Now, at first glance, you might be thinking, wow, that is an absolutely absurd price. Now, what Gary Vee does differently than a lot of these other tokens is it's really community based. Now, his tokens focus more on having these connections with his fan base, his audience, and giving you incentives to actually own this NFT. And so when you buy this NFT, it's not like you're only buying an NFT, you're actually buying this experience as well. And you might be wondering, well, what the heck am I talking about? Let me pop back open that website and go a little bit more into details. So if I scroll down to the bottom here and get into the explanation of what is veefriends, you're going to notice that there are 10,255 of these veefriends where Gary has created them. And if you own one of his veefriends, you're going to get access to VCon, which is obviously Gary's convention center that has a multi-day event exclusively for NFT holders. So you're getting exclusive access with one of these passes. And if you have more than one NFT, you're going to get more than one ticket. And so VCon has been already scheduled for 2022, 2023, 2024 in North America. And it's going to be interesting to see just how these play out. Now, the veefriends tokens last until May of 2024, so inherently they might lose a little bit of value then. I'm trying to see how that's going to pan out, see how interesting that is. But what's also really, really cool that Gary Vee is doing with some of his tokens is he actually offers one-on-one time, whether it's through FaceTime chat or physical, like one-on-one connections, having meetings face-to-face. He actually offers that. And you might be wondering, well, what's the value there in that? For Warren Buffett, for example, we're looking at the cost of lunch with Warren Buffett being $4.6 million, where at an annual auction, somebody literally bid to just eat lunch with Warren Buffett. They bid $4.6 million. So that $186,000 for one of Gary's veefriends, you know, it could be a reasonable price for something like that, which is absolutely absurd. And if more and more creators hop onto this, like Elon Musk, one of the wealthiest people in the world, who is absolutely changing everything, figuring out how to commercialize space, trying to get to other planets, doing all these different things. If he just creates some NFTs for some of the world-class work that he's doing and some of the life-changing projects he's working on, who knows how much things like that can go for. And so again, I think that if you're looking to buy an NFT for the first time, you want to look at a couple different things. You want to look at the rarity of the NFT. You want to look at what you're actually getting out of the NFT. Are there any incentives for owning it? Is there any features that come along with it? And you know, there's a number of different ways to look at what you want to purchase for an NFT. Now, I purchased my very first NFT just to dabble. It was $35, and I was actually in Gary Vee's Discord. So I'm definitely drinking the Gary Vee Kool-Aid, especially when it comes to looking at these different NFTs. Now I'm going to display on the screen my very first purchase of the NFT. And obviously this was a sports collection card, a football card. And literally Gary just posted in his Discord. I didn't do a ton of research. I've known that I've wanted to get into NFTs for a while now, but I just haven't pulled the trigger. And this is sort of to just get me over the hump. I wanted to familiarize myself with the process so I could then talk about it on this channel. And so where I think this is going to be handy in the future is not necessarily for me, but like I think for content creators that want to offer people the chance to invest in them. So for example, if I were to create an NFT and sell it, especially in the early days where my channel is still relatively small in the grand scheme of YouTube with only 50,000 subscribers, there's channels with millions and millions. Can you imagine if you bought a Mr. Beast NFT when he had less than, 1,000 subscribers? He was making videos back then and he had some cool NFTs come out. Well, now I'm sure that the value of that original NFT would be absolutely ludicrous if you were able to hold it that long. So not saying that in the future that I will create an NFT or anything like that, but I just think it's a cool concept that it offers the opportunity. Like if I were to incentivize people having one-on-one meetings, people having like shareholder meetings, whatever, if I can think of different ways to incentivize people to then almost want to buy an NFT and then want to pursue investing almost in a creator. I know it's kind of backwards to think about. That's not necessarily where I want to go with it, but I'm just saying I am getting into the NFT space. I'm looking at different NFTs, trying to take in as much knowledge as I possibly can. I put about 50 hours in this past week alone, just trying to learn more and more about it. And I want to know your guys' thoughts. So please, if you're interested in NFTs or you want to just predict where they're going in the future, let me know in the comment section down below. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram at dlitztv. I'm really eager to hear from you guys. Get the conversations rolling. I want to hear your thoughts around NFTs. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for checking out this video and have a great day.